Welcome back to Mygalthezombiefx. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today we're going to stop by a little piece of Americana, an incomparable eatery called Bob's Burgers. In particular today, we are tackling Louise. The lovable mini Machiavelli, her cunning and intellect combined with her thirst for chaos always adds some spice to the family dynamic. So if you're ready, let's give her a go. And as always, starting with the Mayron Paradise Aqua Color White. And I always start with white, so when I make a mistake, I don't have to pay so dearly for it. And right now I'm obviously just outlining everything so I know where my spacing is at and I don't have to figure it out as I go. This is the hardest part for me, is trying to make sure lines match up so that an illusion looks correct. So just make sure you trust your mirror, trust your computer screen, just keep comparing and looking. You'll figure it out eventually. Moving on to the Bentonite Cream Foundation in Olive Fair, and I already did glue my eyebrows down before this with a glue stick. And then just using a small brush to get the foundation in all those little tiny nooks and crannies and to make sure my eyebrows are covered up nice and good. And just adding a tiny bit of the neutral set powder to make sure the foundation is nice and set. And here comes the fun colors, using the Silly Farm Cirque de Soleil, I always say that wrong, palette. And moving on to a darker green with the Mayron Paradise Aqua Color Amazon Green, and using that for all the shading on the dress. And I'm just using a reference picture to know where all those lines should be. Doing my best to get her nose correct, and I kind of aligned that line up with the nostril holes to kind of camouflage those holes. So it plays better in a picture than in real life. So you can see I'm going over with foundation in the black and foundation in the black just to make sure that those lines match up as best I can. And moving on to the Silly Farm Cirque de Whatever palette and using the pink for her lovely pink bunny hat. And I am officially dubbing myself the Craft Board Queen. I use it for everything. So you can just cut some bunny ears out, paint them up with the same paint I used on myself. It probably isn't the best, but it works great. And for the shadows in her hat, I'm using the purple from the Cirque de Whatever palette. And what would Louise be without her acidic tongue? So make sure you get that in there. And just using some of the pink and white to make a light pink tongue there. And with these highlights, I'm not blending them in as much as I usually do in other paints. Since this is a little cartoony, it looks cooler if they are more bold. And we move on to shadowing with the Urban Decay Naked palette using the buck brownish color. And I've already done the hat and hair area. That was that signal. That's what that meant. I hope you got that. And I'm using Bentonite prosthetic. God, I can't say that word. Prosthetic adhesive. Every time I try, I mess it up. And last but not least step, filling in all that negative space. And there we have it. The crazy Louise, finished and dancing. Hooray! And that'll do it. So thanks so much for stopping by, checking it out. Please subscribe, like, and share if the fancy strikes ya. You can also find me at Instagram at Mygalthezombiefx and Facebook also at Mygalthezombiefx. You can sense a theme here. You can also find my horror hosting program at Mygalthezombie here on YouTube or at mygalthezombie.com. And remember, kids, there's always a place under my bed just for you. Ha! Don't I know it, Marcy? Don't I know it?